It's back in the news again, isn't it? The Adani Group and the US District Court and the US SEC both have come out with their respective orders against the Adani Group. Now, what the US District Court has had to say, and I'm reproducing this verbatim, is that in or about and between 2020 and 2024, senior executives of an Indian renewable energy company, which was a portfolio company of an Indian conglomerate, an issuer company that operated in the renewable energy sector, whose securities were traded on the US exchange, and that issuer's largest shareholder, who is an Canadian institutional investors, participated in a scheme to bribe Indian government officials to ensure execution of lucrative solar energy supply contracts with Indian government entities. Now, during the same period, senior executives of the Indian renewable energy company conspired to misrepresent the company's anti-bribery practices to US-based investors and international financial institutions, and concealed from those same investors and institutions their bribery of Indian government officials to obtain billions of dollars in financing for green energy projects, including the corrupt solar energy supply contracts. And lastly, the court order also says that in addition, senior executives of the issuer company and its Canadian institutional investor conspired to obstruct the US government's investigation into the bribery scheme. So who does this order name? It names Gautam Adani, the chairman of the Adani Group, Sagar Adani, who is the executive director of Adani Green Energy, Vineet Jain, the MD and CEO of Adani Green Energy, Ranjit Gupta, the former CEO of Azure Power, Cyril Sabanis, and 3 other individuals as well, Saurabh Agarwal, Deepak Malhotra and Rupesh Agarwal. Now, in addition to this, the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, has also mentioned, and I quote, that Gautam Adani and Sagar Adani orchestrated a bribery scheme that involved paying or promising to pay the equivalent of hundreds of millions of dollars in bribes to Indian government officials to secure their commitment to purchase energy at above market rates that would benefit Adani Green and Azure Power. And as alleged, Gautam and Sagar Adani were engaged in the bribery scheme during a September 2021 note offering by Adani Green that raised $750 million, of which approximately $175 million were raised from US investors, and that Adani Green offering materials including statements about its anti-corruption and anti-bribery efforts were materially false or misleading in light of their conduct, is what the SEC has said. Now, in response, GQG, who's been an earlier investor in the Adani Group in the height of the Hindenburg scandal last year, said that they are monitoring the charges against Gautam Adani and others and reviewing their details for action, if any, required in their portfolio. And they also say that 90% of their clients' assets are issued in issuers unrelated to the Adani Group as per their portfolio diversification strategy. So the Adani Group stocks will remain in focus. Expect them to open in the red today.